Okay, so the other day I mentioned that the Focus has got some electrical gremlins, and you know, killed its battery. This is kind of what it does. There's no key in the ignition. It's just sitting here, and it's probably been sitting here all night, twitching and fidgeting, and all the little lights kind of flickering, and then the open doors and seatbelt lights will ding, or dingers will ding periodically. And it'll just slowly over time, if you don't start it every day, kill the battery. And so it appears to be a fairly common issue with the first gen Focuses. And from what I've read, you've got to pull the instrument cluster out, and the circuit board on the back gets corroded and kind of crosses paths and links everything up to you know, kind of a dead short on the back side of this thing. So what we might do just to try to solve this is, here in a little bit, we'll pull this cluster apart, we'll go to town and get some contact cleaner, and we'll see if we can't clean it up and get it to where it stops doing this, because it's kind of a weird little phenomenon, and dead shorts make me nervous. Even though this is probably like almost no, you know, voltage flowing through this thing, it still makes me nervous. I don't like dead shorts. That's how we burn cars and buildings down. So yeah, we're gonna, you know, get in here and see if I can't rig something up so you can see what's going on, and we'll take this junk apart and see if we can make it run. Or make it right. Okay, let's see if we can get this apart. I think, looks like it's got 3 screws up here on the top. A 7mm socket will get them out right there. And I think we have to take the column cover top off by just kind of pushing in and prying that up. And I think it should just pop right out, and we'll unplug it off the back. But let's see if I can do this reasonably well one-handed. If not, we'll shut this thing down and I'll just do it. What's the worst case scenario? It's still being ass. I tell you what, my camera skills are less than stellar. I'm getting better at this junk, but I am still not great, obviously. So I'll tell you what, let me just blow this thing apart, and I'll see if I can get pictures of it or a video of it coming apart completely. So back in a sec. Okay, so in theory this should come apart now, and it looks like it is. There we go. This is free. Need to get the microphone for the Bluetooth radio out of the way, and I need to cover off the steering column, and out it comes. Oh, I need to unplug the trunk release switch. Like that, and we are free. Fish all this out of here, and we'll get back to taking the cluster out. Okay, and then I've got to get 4 more 7mm screws out. That one, 2 down at the bottom, and 1 over here, and the cluster should come out. Okay, I got the screws out, so it should be loose, and it is. And then we just need to get it out here where we can get it unplugged off of the back. It's got the harness plugs into it back here. And from what I understand, it's just got a little keeper thing that flips it over. But I'm gonna have to get back there to where I can see it. So, okay. It's got a little catch that you flip it up and over and you can pull your harness out, and then your cluster should be able to come out, which it does. And then we can take a couple of screws out of the back of this. It's like they're Torx, probably T10, T5s maybe. And take the back cover off, and we can see the circuit board. So let me go get a little Torx set, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it is a T10. I don't have a T10 screwdriver or a socket or anything. So I gotta go get electrical contact cleaner anyway. Let's run up to O'Reilly's and get us a screwdriver and some contact cleaner, and we'll take this thing apart and see what it looks like on the inside. So let's head that way. All right, so we're back from the O'Reilly's. Got us some contact cleaner. Got us a cheap set of Torx keys so I can get the smaller T10 to get this thing apart. And we'll get rigged up here in a second and take it apart, see what we got. Okay, let's get into this thing. Let's get into this thing and see if we can figure out what's going on with it. I really don't see anything significant other than a bunch of these little contacts have like some star-shaped corrosion coming out around them that is making it into the circuit path. I'm guessing that's probably what's causing it. Weird. Oh, let's see if we can clean it up a little bit, see if it works. What's the worst case scenario? I wasted some time. I got lots of time. Look at me go. Just sitting out here in the shop, being productive. Because that's why we're here. And yes, I am an old man that has to take the glasses off so I can see. It's ridiculous. The eye doctor tried to talk me into bifocals, and I just refuse. I'm not going to do it. I'll eventually do it because it's a pain in the rear, but I'm still refusing. I'm still doing it. It's actually cleaning up. It's cleaning those little spots off. There are actually several spots in the circuit paths on the back of this thing that have dark spots in them. I don't know if you can see. Like right in here, right up here, there's dark spots in the circuit path. So I don't know. This may not work, but again, what am I out? Just a little bit of time. And like $6 a clean. We'll see. We'll see. It's weird. Let me play with this some more. We'll look at it in a minute. Okay, so yeah, I got interrupted a couple of times, so it took me a little bit to get this done, but I tried just spraying some contact cleaner on the towel and wiping it down with that, and it didn't do a good job. It didn't solve the problem. And actually what I noticed is now that since I was messing with it, the dome light in here had always not gone completely out whenever you shut the doors, so we just had it off. And I was sitting here messing with it and actually touched the turn signal lever, and with no key in the ignition or anything, the turn signals came on. And I thought, man, this is a bigger problem than just instrument cluster. But apparently, you know, instrument cluster, complete circuit. And so I took
the cluster back out and just hosed it down with contact cleaner. You wouldn't want to do that with anything that's like WD-40 or anything like that. You don't want to use that because it'll leave that residue and it won't evaporate. But the contact cleaner evaporates really quick, and I just hosed it down. Took an old toothbrush and kind of scrubbed it a little bit on the backside and hosed it down, and I mean, knock on wood, so far it's working. We'll see. I'll let you know if it doesn't stay up, but so far it's sitting here. All the lights are out. The dome light's working properly now. Turn signals aren't working. So I find it hard to believe that the instrument cluster being wrong threw the body control module off. I'm assuming that's what it did, to the point that it was just acting weird with everything in the car. My son had said a couple of times that he'd gone off and locked it at the high school and then come back and the door was unlocked. And I even wonder if maybe it was tripping the door locks, actuators. I don't know. It's weird. So we'll see. We'll see if it stays together and doesn't flicker. If so, man, what a weird. And I'm not gonna badmouth, because if I had the cash, I'd probably go buy a GT 500 Mustang tomorrow, right? I would love to get my hands on a GT 350 just because that flat plane motor, that sounds so good. But every kind of later model post fuel injection Ford that I've been around seems like they all have these little weird electrical quirks, and I don't know what that's about. They just seem to have odd little electrical gremlins. My parents had a 86 Ford Taurus, which is the first year for the Ford Taurus. It had electrical issues all over it. That's the only car that my parents have owned when I was a kid that didn't make it to like 200,000 miles. Like I think at 90,000 miles, my dad was like, I just can't drive it anymore. It's falling apart. So it's weird. I don't know. It's a weird little thing. And it's not common. It's not uncommon for this car, because I did just quick Google search, and man, there's all kinds of forums boards about this instrument cluster issue on the early, at least like 2006 and older Ford Focuses having these cluster problems, with people trying to chase down grounds and all kinds of issues. And then I saw repeated solves was clean the cluster, clean the circuit board on the back of the cluster, and you can solve the problem. So we'll see if it sticks. It'd be awesome if it did, because like I said, if it sat for more than 2-3 days, it'd kill the battery, because it just sit here with a constant draw on it in the cluster, and it would sit in the shop dinging at you occasionally because it'd think the doors were open, or the seat belt wasn't plugged in, or all kinds of weird stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm sure that this was not entertaining at all, but maybe it'll help somebody else out. Anyway, y'all have a good evening, and got to go back to work tomorrow, Sunday evening. Time to go back to work tomorrow. Hope y'all were productive and enjoyed your time, and we'll catch you next time. All right, thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, so it's been a week, and so far all the lights are out. It appears to be fixed. No noise, no dinging. I had my son make sure he was paying attention to it, and no issues. So there you go. I think we might have fixed it. All right. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all.